Hey, I'm Adrienne, and I am a spiritual teacher and intuitive messenger. And I am the founder for My Wild Magic, which is a spiritual movement helping to basically make the world a better place by walking this world with hearts on fire. How I got started was when I was 15 years old. I was in a car accident where I was driving. I lost control of the car, started hydroplaning in a rainstorm, and hit a telephone pole. I hit it about 40 miles an hour. I did hit my head when that happened and just went out. And I just remember when I went out of my body, I remember being out of my body, above my body, and working with or seeing these like golden, great central sun angels is what I call them now. And seeing that doorway where I knew that I could leave if I wanted, but it just was not in my alignment to do it. There was somebody in the car with me that I loved very deeply and just really wanted to get back and, tell them that I loved them and make sure they were okay. And when I did come back in, I was never the same. My life changed radically, and it put me on purpose at a very young age. Over the course of all these years, when I work with people, I notice that I'm never alone when I'm doing soul readings with people to help them. And what I've noticed over time is these beings that are always backing them. And most of the time, people just assume, oh, there's angels that work with us. But technically, there's really 7 different tribes of light, and they're all a little bit different. They have a slightly different feeling tone, and whichever tribe of light that person works with, I notice that they have a particular personality or character that matches it, that is more in alignment to their true nature and like a family of light, even beyond their biological family. So when I had the near-death experience, there was 3 things that I came away knowing. One is love is all there is. And My Wild Magic is based on sacred fire love. It is literally about accessing your heart space and love, because love is all there is. Second thing is that we all have a purpose. Every single person has a purpose, and you're living some version of it all the time. And the goal of My Wild Magic is to help you fulfill it at your highest vibrational resonance, your highest vision. The third thing is our time here is over all too soon. And we take that so for granted. And, there's just nothing better than living your life on your own terms, living a life that's uncompromised by anything less than your highest value system and your own inner code of honor and the way you want to live your life. From a human perspective, there are 3 primal questions that I find we always have struggled with since the beginning of time. Where do we belong? Where do we come from? What are we here for? And where are we going with it? Because where you come from, ultimately we could say is our own source energy, right? It's the source energy that we all come from, but that's a very macrocosm way to connect. And another way of connecting into that is with the tribes of light, because when you're in between lifetimes, when you are in a life review, when you are living in a physical lifetime, you literally belong to this tribe of light. They're literally like your family, and they travel with you lifetime to lifetime, so they know you better than anybody. And that's really, in a sense, where we belong, is with them. And that sense of belonging, I have found for myself as well as people that I work with, it gives us such a sense of peace. Knowing that gives us a groundedness and a sense of self that maybe nothing in this world really gives us, because everything's so impermanent here. The second question of, what am I here for? All of us already have a blueprint inside of us. We already have our DNA, our electrons are already completely tuned to our creative flame, our creative purpose. Once you begin to realize you do have a purpose, you just have to remember it, because it already lives inside you, and it flows from you based on the feeling of this feels good or this doesn't. Like I have a job I really don't like, or I'm living in a place I don't really like, versus I love what I'm doing, or I feel inspired to travel or go do this. You should do it, because it's that love and that inspiration that helps us. The third question is, where am I going? And so between that love and listening to the feelings of our heart and the tribe of light that's working with us, you begin to start finding a rhythm. You start to get into a niche of your own universal flow, and all of a sudden you're just in right action all the time. And there's a lot of things that we may do that aren't in right action that never really feel good. And the minute you are in right action, you're in purpose. And our purpose could be anything from giving somebody a hug, or stopping to help an animal that might need help, to writing a book, to doing some major social profit in the world. It can be anything, something small that's just a daily thing, to something big. It's not just something we go out and do, it's literally a beingness. And that's where it becomes so meaningful within our life and how we share it with others.